Morocco is not only Arab, but it's also Jews. And we are like brothers. And we have a lot of similarities between us. We are from the same family, the Semitic family. Then we want to that all the Moroccan youth, Moroccans know about their culture and to be aware about the true Jewish life.
Nous allons passer maintenant, s'il vous plaît, à Son Excellence Monsieur André Azoulay.
I want just to tell you, Mehdi, Aziza aussi, et Rassem, je ne sais pas s'il est là ou pas. I want to tell you my very deep, my very profound gratitude, for having all of us in this room this evening. It makes many of us very proud to be Moroccan tonight. You, Moroccan Muslim students, you have decided by yourself. No one of us asked you to do so. You were not, oriented by anyone. It was your decision, it was your vision, it was your personal commitment. To do what? To create an organization, an NGO called Mimouna. And you know precisely what does it mean. Mimouna is very Moroccan. Mimouna is a celebration of the last day of our Passover, which means the celebration of the end of the Jewish slavery. And you, Muslim students, Moroccan Muslim students, you decided to be identified to this liberation. It's not something usual. And that's why I just want to try or to invite our foreign guests this evening to understand the meaning of it. By our time, Morocco is a proud Arab country. Morocco is a proud Muslim country. And it is in this Arab and Muslim country where we have today, in such regressive period of our time in the world, a group of students who have decided to create an organization to know, to protect, to spread, and to share with all of you, with all of us, the Jewish part of their identity, of their heritage, of their culture. The Jewish part of our identity, of our heritage, our common heritage. It is something which is still fascinating me. I think that I have been with you at the first meeting, but every time it's the same emotion. It is the same magic. And it is also for me. This kind of stamina we need, all of us, because it's not something, again, that we could exist, or it is not something in New York, London, Paris, or Madrid. Those who are commenting every day the relation between Judaism and Islam will just think 1 second that it exists. And we need to make it visible. We need to make the world aware that you are acting in that direction. Thank you, Mehdi. Thank you.
This has been a complete honor to be here. It's been really, really remarkable. It's obviously a historic event, the first Holocaust conference in the Arab world. But more remarkable than that is the way that it all came about and the students who made it happen. They have a club called Mordon Mimuna, which is made up of non-Jewish students who are very, very passionately interested in embracing the Jewish parts of their heritage as Moroccans. And these students, who again are not Jewish, but who are learning about, quote unquote, the other Jews through examination of their own selves as Moroccans, is something that is really, really remarkable. And as far as the Holocaust is concerned,
I introduce Mrs. Elizabeth Citron. She is a survivor. She's here with her husband, and she will talk about the personal experiences.
It's a very, very new experience for me to stand in front of you, especially you wonderful young people of this university, to tell my own story. It's not an easy task. I am, you see, an 80-year-old woman, and try to imagine a 12-year-old girl, and it started not when I was 12, it started when I was 10, and even earlier. I was born in Romania. That became 1940 part of Hungary. And Hungarian Jews have been deported at a time when Auschwitz was like a very, very well-oiled machinery. I have no clue to it why I'm here. Every single day the trains came, every single day there was a selection. They selected us, especially in my barracks where young girls. I probably was among the youngest because not many of my age reached the camp. They usually have been taken directly to the gas chambers and the crematoria. I went through several selections, and you perhaps have heard a name of the very infamous SS Dr. Mengele. He was the one who selected the people, and he was the one who sent them to their death or sometimes to a camp where they worked. I still can feel his hand on my shoulder when he turned me towards him and then pushed me out. That night, we were locked into a place that has nothing but 4 walls, no clothes, nothing. And the next morning, we got our first stripped the dress and the jacket. And a few days later, we were put into open cattle wagons, and we were on our way. We arrived to Lenzing, which was a camp that belonged to Mauthausen. We worked in a factory. 1945, the 9th of May, the Americans saved our life. They gave us food, but we could not use the food anymore because our bodies could not take any more food or take anything because, there is something that I have to explain, I think. It's very difficult to understand because you can say sometimes that you are hungry, and I know and I feel with those people around the world who suffer from hunger, because hunger is terrible. Hunger is, it hurts, and finally hunger eats up your body, eats up your mind. I don't know if I gave you any kind of a picture that you can see me now, and can you imagine me being there? And I am very, very, very thankful. The young generation of Morocco, I have very, very big kavod, how do you say it, in respect for you, and I wish you good luck with whatever you are going to do in your life. God bless you.
That when we were planning this conference, so the question was, how do you really understand the significance of what Mohammed V did if you don't understand what we just heard? Because had the actions not been taken in Morocco that were taken, the story of Moroccan Jewry, we would be sitting in this room with a few thousand people telling the story of hundreds of thousands that would be exactly what we just heard. Those who think that the story of the Holocaust is a European story of European Jews and has nothing to do with the Jews of North Africa who lived in Islamic countries whose history turned out different, only can say that because of the good fortune of leadership starting here in Morocco with Mohammed V, that by acting in the face of evil and resisting, ultimately protected lives. So the decision that we made to give this amount of time to this historical material was by intention, so that we would really leave here as a group of people understanding the complexity but the totality of the message. Morocco has something of enormous pride to take out to the world. That's what the King's Proclamation was all about. And of course, that's the challenge.
We deal with these areas throughout history, culture. We meet with people who do research, who write books. We meet with rabbis. They tell us how they pray in the synagogues. They tell us how they live with Muslims. They tell us what problems they have. They tell us how they deal with these problems. Maybe what they study at school, what is missing in our school curricula, because we need the young people to understand that Morocco has always been a multicultural society, and we need to understand it as such.
Mes chers amis, je voudrais tout d'abord saluer l'initiative de l'association Mimouna pour l'organisation de ce colloque et du choix du thème Mohammed V, injuste par humiliation. Mesdames et messieurs, considérant les daïrs juifs comme une manœuvre pour soustraire à son autorité une partie de ses sujets, le sultan ne s'est pas contenté d'encouragement et de bonnes paroles. Il a pris des initiatives courageuses qui sont reportées dans des documents des archives françaises et britanniques. Mieux que tout commentaire, je voudrais vous lire le texte édifiant de la dépêche du 24 mai 1941 de l'Agence française d'information signée René Touraine. Cette dépêche, retrouvée par le professeur Haïb Zafrani en 1985 dans les archives du Quai d'Orsay, est intitulée « Changement d'attitude du sultan du Maroc envers les autorités françaises ». Il faut dire que pendant des années, jusqu'en 1985, tout le monde disait « le roi a fait, le roi a dit, le roi ». Tout le monde savait ça, mais il n'y avait pas de preuves. Et tout le monde pouvait dire « non, c'est pas vrai, non, il ne l'a pas fait ». Il y avait des doutes qui avaient été mis. Et là, brusquement, on a un texte qui dit ce que je vais vous dire. Je quote. « Nous apprenons de sources sûres que les rapports entre le sultan du Maroc et les autorités françaises se sont sensiblement tendus depuis le jour où la résidence appliqua les mesures contre les Juifs. Malgré son opposition formelle, le sultan s'est refusé à faire la différence entre des sujets qui, selon lui, sont loyaux. Le sultan avait décidé d'afficher son désaveu pour les mesures anti-juives et il a invité à la fête du trône des notables et des rabbins qu'il a placés ostensiblement à proximité des officiels français et des membres de la commission d'Amir VI allemande qui étaient en un véritable état de choc. Entouré par des rabbins et des notables, le souverain a déclaré devant des journalistes, et je cite, c'est aussi une partie de la dépêche, je n'approuve pas du tout les nouvelles lois anti-juives et je refuse de m'associer à une mesure que je désapprouve. Je tiens à vous informer que, comme par le passé, les Israélites restent sous ma protection et je refuse que distinction soit faite entre mes sujets. Alors, il y a beaucoup de gens qui disent « mais le roi n'avait pas de pouvoir ». Et justement, moi je trouve que c'est cette faiblesse de pouvoir qui fait la grandeur de Mohammed V. S'il avait le pouvoir et qu'il avait fait ça, c'est un acte normal. Mais quand quelqu'un prend des risques aussi graves, je pense qu'il mérite d'être un juste parmi les nations.
L'idée est venue des étudiants dès le départ. Donc Mehdi et Ersan se sont un jour retrouvés et ils ont été d'accord sur Mimouna Club. Moi, je suis arrivée après. Quand je suis rentrée à Khawen, bon, j'avais vécu une petite expérience à Paris. J'ai été victime d'antisémitisme, alors que je ne suis pas juive. Donc, même n'étant pas juive, ça m'a énormément touchée. Donc, quand je suis arrivée et que j'ai trouvé Mimouna Club, ben, j'ai directement adhéré au concept. Mais franchement, le club n'a jamais eu aucune influence extérieure pour sa création et pour les activités qui ont été faites. Bien sûr, l'université nous soutient en nous laissant créer ce club, en nous donnant bien sûr les facilités pour pouvoir nous réunir, comme les bureaux, certains moyens financiers. Ils nous donnent un petit budget par mois qu'on peut utiliser pour les activités qu'on peut offrir aux étudiants. Donc bien sûr, l'université supporte et soutient cette initiative. Par rapport à nos parents, oui, ils nous soutiennent, mais moi je dirais plus que les parents, ils soutiennent surtout la démarche associative, pas forcément le sujet en lui-même, mais plutôt la démarche associative, de vouloir faire quelque chose pour son pays, pour les jeunes. Et oui, donc normalement c'est un petit peu ça qui nous permet d'avancer, c'est certain.
Inspired me most was the dynamic of the group of people here. We had American students of all ages. We had Muslim students from Morocco who are hosting the conference. We had adults, we had Holocaust survivors. We had journalists and historians and videographers, and I was surrounded by the Maimouna Club, the most open, welcoming, and kind and brilliant group of young people that I have met. And it's crazy that I had to come halfway around the world to be surrounded by people with such an open and loving mindset. The interactions that happened had never happened before, and that none of us will be the same coming from this event that we were going into it.